In a small town, there lived a boy named Arjun. He loved running and dreamed of winning races. But no matter how hard he tried, he always came last. At school, his classmates teased him. "Why do you even try, Arjun? You'll never win." They laughed. Even his coach shook his head. "Maybe running isn't for you," he said kindly. Arjun felt sad, but he didn't want to give up. He went home and sat outside, looking at the sky. His grandfather saw him and sat beside him. "Why do you look so sad, Arjun?" he asked. "I practice every day, but I still lose." "Maybe I am just not meant to be a runner," Arjun said, his voice low. His grandfather smiled and pointed to a bamboo tree growing near their house. "Do you know how this tree grows?" Arjun shook his head. "When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing happens for the first 5 years. No sprout, no leaves, just empty soil. But under the ground, its roots are growing deep and strong. Then in the 6th year, it suddenly grows 90 feet tall in just 6 weeks. Arjun's eyes widened. 5 years of waiting, and then it grows so fast? His grandfather nodded. "Success is the same, my boy. You may not see results now, but every time you practice, you are growing your roots, getting stronger, faster, and better. If you give up now, you will never see how great you can become." Arjun listened carefully. That night, he made a promise to himself. "I will not give up. I will keep running." The next morning, Arjun woke up before sunrise. He wore his old running shoes and went outside. The air was cold, but he didn't stop. He started running. Every day, he trained harder. He worked on his breathing, stretched his legs, and improved his speed. Even when it rained, Arjun didn't miss his practice. He remembered what his grandfather had said, "Your roots are growing." At the next school race, Arjun still didn't win, but this time, he wasn't last. He finished ahead of some runners. He smiled, knowing he was improving. His coach noticed his hard work. "You're getting better, Arjun," he said. "Keep going." Months passed, and Arjun kept training. Slowly, he started finishing in the middle of the races, then near the front. His legs felt stronger, his breathing steadier. His classmates, who once teased him, started cheering for him. Finally, the big annual sports competition arrived. It was the biggest race of the year, and the best runners from different schools were ready to compete. Arjun's heart pounded as he stood at the starting line. Bang! The race began. Arjun ran as fast as he could. He focused on his steps, pushed himself harder than ever, and didn't look back. The wind rushed past him, and he felt lighter than ever before. As he neared the finish line, he saw something incredible. He was in the lead. With one final sprint, he crossed the finish line. He had won. Tears of joy filled Arjun's eyes as the crowd erupted in cheers. His coach clapped proudly, and his classmates lifted him on their shoulders. His grandfather walked up to him and patted his shoulder. "You see, Arjun? Your roots were growing all this time, and today you have risen high." Arjun smiled, his heart full of happiness. He had learned an important lesson, not to give up, even when things seemed impossible. From that day on, whenever someone felt like quitting, Arjun would tell them, "Success doesn't happen overnight. Keep going, work hard, and one day, you'll rise higher than you ever imagined."